All right, what's up, everyone? It's Mark Parson, cornerback pro, former NFL cornerback of the Houston Texans and New Orleans Saints. And I got one clip for you today. I just want to talk about one of the techniques. We call it a soft shoe. Um, I really got pretty good at this when I did go to Prime U. I will mention this. There are many techniques. So some people call it the motor, a motor or inch back. I learned from Coach. Well, I learned from Prime, and then Coach David Gibbs, who's the DC at Texas Tech now. But depending on your coach, usually that's who Basically, coaches have different styles, right? And my goal is just for you to know and be able to master all of the techniques. So, Prime, when I was when I was training to go to NFL, they like to do soft shoe technique and some other techniques, right? When I got to Houston, so imagine this: you get to you training for the NFL, and then you get to the NFL, and the coach despises you backing up at all. He hated it. So anytime a corner would soft shoe or take any steps back, which I would say is not necessarily smart all the way through, right? That's why I say you need to have a all of the techniques. You need to have like all 9 techniques in your tool belt for different situations. But he didn't agree with that. So what do? Well, you better be good at the you better be good at the other techniques because depending on your coach, he's the one who decides whether you stay on the team or not. So I'm just want to make sure you definitely need to be good at every single one of the techniques. Make sure you guys email me at cornerbackpro@gmail.com. Get the one-on-ones mastery training and the mind and body training package as well. Because I'm gonna add more stuff in there for you. Um, and if you want virtual training, I'm doing that live Skype sessions at goprofootball.org. So sign up there. All right. So we're gonna show this. I'm gonna show an incorrect way to soft shoe because right here you're gonna see it's gonna. Matter of fact, let me just show you first. So a little slow motion, bam, bam. He did a 1-2-3 crossover. So you see, so number one, you're gonna see before we even talk about the backpedaling way too far, because I always say this. I always say, don't backpedal out of a press. Now I don't think he had the initial intention to backpedal, but that's basically what we're doing right here. So before I even get to that, make sure I can almost guarantee you that his eyes are not looking at his waist. Okay? So our eyes, because that's when you hop. Because look, you're gonna go for every shoulder fake, every head fake. So you must discipline your eyes. I talk about eye discipline all the time. Even if you're playing off man, once you snap your eyes back to the receiver after you read the 3 or the 5 step, your eyes must get back to his waist, okay? Because here's the thing, when he does, I want you to look at it. Look at this. Watch the shoulder and head movement. Boom, boom. That could get anybody. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter how good you think you are. Okay? But that waist isn't going anywhere on that 1-2-3 crossover. So your eyes must be on your waist. So we got eyes, because I always talk about eyes, feet, hands. Eyes, feet, hands. So eyes are gonna definitely help you tremendously. That's the number one thing. If your eyes are bad, not looking at the right place, then the whole the coverage is going to be rough, okay? And look, receivers. I was telling Billy the other day, I was like, yo, if I was a receiver, first thing I would do in press is try to get the cornerback to look up, like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, what's up? Or talk a little trash, basically get him to look up to my face before the snap. Because once you get his eyes off your waist, I mean, you can really have your way, especially if you have some jukes on you, have some releases. If you have some skills, if you have some sauce, basically, man, with your head and your shoulders. All right, so that's number one. Because I'm gonna tell you, when you get on your heels, it's natural for you to look up. Even when you backpedal, it is natural for you to look up at the whole person's body. So eyes, that's number one. Now feet. In the soft shoe technique, see, that's a pedal, man. That is not a inch back, motor back, soft shoe back. That is a literal pedal. Because I'm looking at look how high he gets, right? Look how high he gets, and then look how narrow his feet get. That's a back pedal. So we cannot backpedal. And he almost came back to balance right there at the very end. By that time his eyes are too high. By that time his eyes are too high, and then he's gonna hop. Okay? So eyes, feet, and then because of the hop, we have no chance to strike. Okay? So basically, from a press technique standpoint, we were 0 out of 3. Eyes, feet, hands. You know what I mean? You see how if it starts off bad, then it probably won't end well. So that's why it's a must that you know all the techniques, you know the proper way to do the techniques, and then you drill it through repetition. Because when you do this, your coverage is going to drastically improve. Again, everybody who does go through my videos and learn this stuff, man, and then gets the one-on-one mastery and then gets the training program, and basically, especially guys who I train. If I train a guy, I have, have more opportunity to really pinpoint and be thorough. And when I see how you're guarding guys and how you're doing the techniques, because look, I want you guys to definitely work on your footwork, do your drills. I usually recommend different trainers when it comes to your foot speed, because you got to have awesome feet, you got to have awesome hips, and we're going to be working more on the hips. By the way, we're going to be posting more videos of drills you can do to get those hips right and feet right. But if your technique's crappy, then it's like, okay, you're just training for nothing. You ain't gonna be able to cover nobody. You're just gonna be a fast guy with really good feet. You know what I mean? You're just gonna be, instead of being able to cover. And that's the blessing that I received when I went to Prime View and learned under Dion and had David Brown as a coach and David Gibbs and um, all these really good coaches. You know, so definitely continue to work on your skills. You got to know what to do. Don't just be a person who just hustles hard, but you're just hustling hard at the wrong thing, right? Practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect, man. So I just want to show you one more time. We cannot backpedal out of the press. Never backpedal out of the press. A soft shoe literally is like 2, maybe 3 steps back, and then everything comes back to balance, and then your eyes must be on the waist still, and then we're still shuffling. It's the same thing. So it gives him time to do all of the crossover, all the head jukes, all that good stuff. But then you get him back to square, he has to beat you. He still has to beat you. You know what I mean? So make sure we got our eyes, feet, hands. Drilling in your head. That's how I do my eyes, feet, hands, eyes, feet, hands. And then make sure you know the techniques. Because now when you know the techniques, you know what you're doing. You got to have a plan before you get to the line. And when you get to the line, you see, okay, his alignment. I know what I'm going to do. Bam. So now you dictate what the receiver's going to do. You like, okay, he may want to do this because his split is so wide. So I'm going to make him think I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this. So then you catch him off guard, or you surprise him. Now he's like, man, this guy has me thinking too much. This isn't, you know what I mean? So I always talk about the game is chess, baby. All right. Make sure you guys email me at cornerbackpro@gmail.com. Ask me for the training program so we can get you right, your mind and body right. Make sure you guys get the one-on-one mastery and then virtual training. I got 50 slots open. Definitely hit me up on and go to goprofootball.org and get that so we can get you right. And let's get better today. Stay tuned for the next videos. Peace.